from Minnesota is in at number 89. We had a ton of great Mississippi State defenders go last year in the early rounds. Cameron Dantzler, the cornerback, is going to Minneapolis.
I thought there's a shot that he would go earlier in this year's draft just because of his length. I mean, this guy is as long as they get. He'll be perfect for Mike Zimmer and the system there in Minnesota, and you knew that was a concern to an area they wanted to address. They did in the first round with Jeff Gladney. Now they're doing it with Cameron Dantzler, but he's a physical player at the line of scrimmage, good tackler, but really it's his length that impresses me the most. If he gets up at the line of scrimmage and press man-to-man coverage, he gets his hands on you, it's over, and he's got the ball skills to make it hurt too.
So a couple cornerbacks for the Minnesota Vikings in Gladney as well. Pete Prisco, what's the grade for Cameron Dantzler?
I'm with Brady. I thought he'd go a little earlier than this just because he is 6'2", and everybody's looking for length now at that position. Remember, he was one of those guys that had his pro day on his own and sent out the video, and he said he ran a lot faster than what everybody expected. Now, did he run a 39-yard 40? Who knows? But he did look faster. And look, the Vikings needed corner help, and we know Mike Zimmer loves his corners. Going back to those days when he was the defensive coordinator with the Bengals, they always, and he didn't make the picks, but they always seem to draft corners. So I get this, I understand it, and if Gladney can stay focused on football and Dantzler can stay on the field and show that he's a big-time corner, that's a good duo that they drafted in this draft.
Now, if they continue to draft cornerbacks, that's going to be Bryant McFadden's second favorite team, or maybe third favorite behind the Steelers and the Cardinals. What do you think of Dantzler going to Minneapolis?
Oh, man, he got a high ceiling. The ceiling's extremely high for Dantzler because he's 6'2", he's extremely long, and he plays with a lot of confidence. When I watch him play, reminds me a lot of Al Harris, a press corner, uses length to the best of his ability, and he's disruptive at the line of scrimmage. I think one of the best tapes you can look at from 2019 is watching Dantzler against Jamar Chase. I mean, there were not a lot of corners that had success against Jamar Chase, especially at the line of scrimmage, but Dantzler was one of the few corners to have success against Chase and Jefferson. So the confidence he plays with, he was coached extremely well. Terrell Buckley was a cornerback coach there at Mississippi State last year. I think the ceiling is so high for him, especially if he stays healthy and gets stronger. He can put some more weight on his frame, but I think when you look at his God-given ability, this could be a big-time pickup for the Minnesota Vikings.
My favorite mock draft was a couple of weeks ago when Brady Quinn was playing general manager of the Minnesota Vikings. You were able to trade for Odell Beckham Jr. and who else?
Patrick Peterson.
Patrick Peterson as well.
Well, I did exactly what the Vikings did, right? I dressed a wide receiver and a cornerback. I just did it in a veteran fashion. That was the only difference.
Brian?
I may have been trying to get out of that mock draft altogether.
And you did. Brian, what do you make of what the Vikings have done here in the real draft with their 4 picks?
Needs. I mean, they needed a wide receiver. They checked that box off. They needed a corner with Gladney jumping back in the first round. They checked that box off. Of course, getting Cleveland, I'm a bit concerned with that pick because I think defensively on the front, they lost some key pieces on the defensive line, and we know that has been the foundation for their defense. And who knows, they may address that concern later throughout the draft. You still have tonight and, of course, tomorrow. And then with Dantzler, I like the potential he has. So in all, I'm okay with the Minnesota Vikings draft. I just really would like to see them, add some depth on the defensive line.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.